Hi everyone! Mason Doku? Oh, Coco! Okay, no, I know what you're... Yeah. How's it going, Akardi? How's everyone doing? Sorry, I came in just a little bit late. I was literally trying at the last minute to find, like, a fedora type, trilby type, you know, gumshoe hat. And I couldn't find one in time. I was gonna throw it on and... I could do this. Will this count? There. Wait. Actually, I think, now that I think about it, I do. And there we go. I forgot I had those. Yes, I was Sheriff, Deputy Smirk. No. Here we go. Forgot I had these. All right. Now we're ready for this one, I think. Will this do? Ow. Yeah, my deer stalker. I'm going hunting for clues. I'll try to have something more like LA Noire ready next time. Actually, next time will be an RT stream, won't it? I'll have to have something more arty for the next stream. Okay, right there. There we go. Anyway, sorry, I'm being really dumb right now. Let's get that game going, shall we? Okay, where were we? Examined, we talked. Now we're moving right to the foyer. Again, thank you everyone for coming in. Dagor, thank you for showing up for this episode of Tear Ion Cuthbert. Sorry, Tear Ion. No goodbyes. Tear Ion. No, we don't do goodbyes around here. Hello, pup. Okay, I gotta get rid of this thing. Smoking's a terrible habit. Unpleasant things. You already get to watch me do unpleasant things next week. The jabber pipe has been voided, yes. But I mean, you can do all the other redeems. They're all still there. Man with the creature on his arm. Delbit Taphos. We've been here before. We already did these. Are we getting something different this time? Expenses, yeah, okay, but that expression on his face kind of looks like he doesn't want to be here, even though his statue is huge. He does give off that attitude, doesn't he? I think the various paintings you find in-game are submissions from people who've helped. Really? Oh, that's so awesome. Leonix, hi! What are you doing here? Uh-oh, Leonix is here. Leonix is here. That means just to bother Leonix. There we go. Looking at the redeems. Nothing to worry about? No, definitely. On that note, I'm just going to quietly pull up the punishment wheel and do some editing. Nothing you guys need to worry about. Yep, definitely. Don't need to worry about this. Bad in action. Cafe, wait rep. Horror stream is out. Art stream is out because those are both being done. Okay. There we go. That should do it just fine. And what did I just miss? Wizard hat. Alright, hold on. Let me get off this. Wait, which wizard hat? Was that the wizard hat or the wizard hat? Oh, that was the wizard hat. Okay. Where did I put my wizard hat? Where's my wizard hat? All I have is my wizard hat. I don't have my wizard hat. Alright, hold up. Let me find my wizard. There's my wizard hat. There we go. $1.1K point. What are you planning on doing? What are you planning on doing? There's nothing there for you. Oh god, what's 5K again? Punishment wheel? No! No. No need for that. No need for punishment wheel. The wheel of wild magic. I should do a wild magic wheel. That would be awesome. The wheel of wild magic. Oh, plus then it makes me think about Joe Cat, and that just makes my day better. Whose day is it made better by thinking about Joe Cat? Need a lot of assets? Well, I mean, I've probably got like half of them. Did you want these ears on, or do you want them off? Go bald! I think Leonix forgot whose stream he's on. It's a painting of a professor with some kind of magical tool. There's some text under it. Dr. Paul Buarella, also known as the archaeologist of the North. He spent many years studying and exploring, studying the mountainous regions of Chardalon. And through his investigation, he came upon the many layers of the scaled lord. He was honored both by the church and what did we do Wyvern Guard last time? Let's do Wyvern Guard. No, we did Wyvern Guard last time, so this time it's Wyvern Guard. Yes, Elio showed me the drawing. Wait, hold up. I think I have it here. Let me. I kind of want to show it. So for those that don't know, anytime I'm over in Bun Bun's channel, Bun Bun has a redeem that takes his bunny ears off and on, and I always put them on, and Leonix always comes and takes them off because he's a horrible human being. Oh, you did fine. You missed my little hair thingy, but that's about it. You're good. Info overlay. Display capture. There we go. So that's me putting Bun Bun's ears on. And then Leonix being evil. He's a horrible human being, guys. Alright, where was I? Okay, so we did those, I guess.
Repario Arcanum!
Okay, no magic to detect. There's still a lot we don't know, yeah. We know that Wallace didn't kill her, but did the true killer really murder her there? Where should we go next? The prosecution believes that Wallace killed Bellwether in the library. We didn't really investigate. Oh, okay, so we should go to the library. The library, you say? With a steel pipe. Oh, hi. I can fix her. Wait, can I fix her? Hold on. Hold on. Can I fix her? Yes, I can fix her. I can fix her. We're good. I can fix her. It's you, Mr. Cuthbert. Steelwind. What are you doing here? After what happened at the trial yesterday, I decided it would be best to start my investigation here. Arya is already perfect the way she is. I could fix her, but whatever is wrong with her is way hotter. Yeah, I can see that. I decided it would be best to start my investigation here. Right, Wallace was in the library, so it makes sense. Actually, since I have you here, have you seen Eris Illmatter anywhere? It's my understanding that you're both acquainted with each other. Yes? Eris, what do you want with her? It's not for anything serious, mind you. It's just that Oath of a Commander lost her spell compendium. Now we need to produce another one for our records. If you see her, please let her know that we'd like to speak to her. We saw her earlier in the cemetery nearby, but I have no idea where she is now. Once again, I have to compensate for that idiot's mistakes. Anyways, I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case. Very well, I suppose I still need to honor our deal from earlier. Alright, let me ask you, do you mind if I look at this globe? It's a globe of our world. It's amazing how many other nations there are besides Wyverngard. Wait, if we said Wyverngard yesterday, then today it shouldn't just be Wyverngard, it should be Wyvengarde. Wyvengarde. I've been to most of these places. You should come with me next time. Tyrion? Isn't traveling through the border heavily restricted? Don't worry. I won't report you. I can't exactly blame you for wanting to leave. The library is full of books for educational purposes. Too bad they don't have any fictional books. What is wrong with my neck? Oh my god. I'm gonna have to look at my capture program. Were you looking for a novel to read? Yeah, I was hoping they'd have some mystery novels I could read. You like mystery novels? Of course, why do you think I like this job so much? I've never really been a fan of the mystery genre. Damn, I wish books were real, right? What? But your whole career's about solving mysteries. If they make a Columbo reference here, I'm gonna think it's hilarious. For those who aren't Columbo super fans, like myself, there was a running gag whenever Columbo was asked about mystery novels, like Agatha Christie or anything, he's like, oh no, I can't do those. I'm not very good at those. I can never figure them out. And then, of course, you know, the thing is that he figures out all the cases he's on. One more thing. Yeah, that was Columbo, yeah. Oh, that actually bothers my voice now. Your whole career is about solving mysteries. Exactly. It's exhausting. When I read a novel, I just want to read about simple fantasy stories and classic heroes. I guess that makes sense. What about you, Steelwind? I don't really have time for such things. Such frivolities. It's a holy text from the Church of... Okay, how do we want to say this one? There's so many words to choose. My wife, she personally is a fan, talks about it all the time. Oh, my wife, yeah. Well, my wife is Kizzy, and she talks about Taco Bell Cheez-It tostadas all the time. Japanese Columbo? What is Japanese Columbo? You have me intrigued, Leonix. I'm aware of Hungarian? Is that it? The one... There's like a Hungarian city with a statue of him with his dog, named Dog. It's a Japanese man that dresses like Columbo and talks with his mannerisms. In Japanese? Oh, now I have to get Bun Bun to teach me how to say one more thing in Japanese. Dagorth, that's your task for the night, is to figure out how to appropriately say just one more thing, but in Japanese. So I can learn how to do a Columbo impersonation in Japanese. Are you gonna look it up, Leonix? Okay, I'm down for it. But yeah, how are we pronouncing this word here today? There's so many words that we get to pick the pronunciations for. Do we want to go with classic Bahamut? Do we want to go with Bahamut? What are we thinking? Let's just keep it to those two. Bahamut 1 or Bahamut 2. I read some news with Addis earlier. Bahamut? I've been meaning to ask, do you guys worship dragons in Wyvern I've never really been the religious type, but I've seen some devout worshippers in the capital. It's the most prominent religion here. The scaled Lord Rathalion is said to be the source of all arcane magic. It's no wonder that he's such a large part of our culture. Due to constant misuse of the arcane construct's voice systems, voice lines can now only be set by Headmaster Redmond. Is that why I can't make the constructs say things? The constructs speak using Professor Bellwether's voice. My theory grows ever... They use her voice, and he's the only one that can change it, and he has illusion magic. He can use illusory disguise on an arcane construct, and it will repeat stuff in her voice. Come on! I had this figured out. Yeah, by default they all use her voice, I guess. Unfortunately, that was an open invitation to many of the students. A lot of them ordered the constructs to speak several obscenities using her voice. But why is Headmaster Redmond the only person allowed to set the voice lines? There were also rumors that several faculty members partook in these pranks. I can't blame them for wanting to let off some steam. These tables are for students to sit at while they study. You found the clip. It has no subtitles, but it's literally I don't know if you're part of my Discord, but feel free to drop it in there. I don't think I can handle studying here day after day. Detect magic.
Arcanum.
Aww. Sad days. You got any leads, huh? Unfortunately, I haven't. From the witness testimony, we have a rough idea of the route Bellwether took. But none of the rooms we've checked have any signs of struggle. Wow, I'm just jumping all around. Why are you so sure that a struggle happened? I'm mainly basing off of that off the EMS sisters' testimonies. Valerie, in particular, noticed that the bleeding came from a wound in her stomach. Regrettably, the body's wounds were mended. Regrettably. So we can't determine what kind of weapon the murderer used. During the trial, you mentioned that another witness saw Bellwether walking around yesterday. Would you be willing to tell us who that person is? I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that. You've been pretty transparent with your investigation so far. What's changed? I have no obligation to justify myself to you, nor do I have an obligation to help the opposition. We're not opposition! Don't you get this? We're both looking for the truth. It's not about winning, it's about finding out the truth. Didn't we have a deal? Hiding information doesn't exactly seem fair to us. I believe I've given you plenty of information already. So regardless of what I said before, the answer is still no. Her family is dangerous. The eye of Horus catches a stray thought. Her family is dangerous. What does that mean? Is there something about this witness family that you're worried about? No, this could be a fate. Look at that steely gaze. It's not about the money, Spider-Man. Just one more thing in Japanese is apparently Mo Hitotsu Dake. Mo Hitotsu Dake. Mo Hitotsu Dake. There you go. It's about the Mets. Love the Mets. Gotta score a home run. Love me Mets. I'm sorry, but you have to try harder than that if you want to bluff me. Why would she go to such lengths to hide the witness's identity? In case it looks like she's not willing to share more at the moment. Maybe I should try looking elsewhere. Ooh, the locker room. Oh, should I be louder? Or is the music too high? Ba-da-bum. How about now? Is this better? I can bring my mic up a little bit more if you need. Bring the gain capture down a little bit. Is this good? Yeah, anytime, guys, let me know. Unfortunately, because of the way, you know, the headphones and OBS and everything works, I don't hear it the same way you do. So yeah, please always be willing to tell me. But where was I? Mo hitotsu dake. Mo hitotsu dake. Mo hitotsu dake. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. From what I understand, Ms. Steelwind has already moved the investigation elsewhere. How long must I wait before I can retrieve my things? Sorry, old-timer. Orders are orders. Nothing comes in or out till this case is over and done with. Commander White and the And the headmaster too. I posted the clip in general. I am interested. Thank you. What am I mean, yeah, he does kind of look like Columbo. Very nice and slovenly. I wish it had subtitles. Sorry, this is...
君に言われなくてもそれぐらいの推測はもうとっくにみんなしてるんだよ。あ、すいません。すみません。
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now I gotta figure out how to say, I'll get out of your hair in Japanese. Oh, that was great. Okay. Where was I? Okay, back to the game. Oh, hello, Mr. Cuthbert. Hey, kid. In any case, there are other matters I must attend to. Please inform me when I can reclaim my things. Sure. It looks like Commander White is standing guard in front of his locker, and it doesn't look like he's conducting any sort of investigation. Is he here on Steelwind's orders? He might be able to tell you who this secret witness is. It'd be impossible to search through them all. Wait, what do you mean it'd be impossible? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's like 16. What was the headmaster talking to you about? Supposedly he has some items stored in one of the faculty lockers. The problem is Steelwind said no one gets in or out of this room. Except for her and you two, apparently. She won't even let other knights in here. Really? Is that normal? Nope. But things really are when she calls the shots. Why would she give me access to the crime scene if she wasn't even letting the knights in? I feel like this, you know how at the end of every Phoenix Wright case and like at the end of the last case, like there's always that, well, we're done with the trial, but something still is nagging at my mind. I guess this thing is always going to be terrible. And then you're like, oh, no, it isn't, because of this piece of evidence. I think this is that thing. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is, but she's been acting strange lately. She's been real paranoid, that girl. Frankly, I can't tell what's going through her head. Paranoia, paranoia, everyone's coming to get you. You mentioned the prosecutor's been paranoid lately. Do you think it has something to do with this case? Nah, it started way before that. Lately, she's been using the Inquisition to investigate a lot of non-magical homicides. What? Wouldn't it be easier to work with the relevant law enforcement for that? I don't know why, but she's convinced that these cases have magic involved. But we scanned each and every one of those crime scenes. Nothing turned up. Gotta say, though, if it weren't for the scans, I might actually agree with her. Why do you say that? Those homicides. I haven't ever seen anything like them. They're probably some of the most screwed up cases I've ever handled. For one of the cases, we had ourselves a disgruntled spouse. She found out her man was going around with a barkeep. And you know what the spouse does? She stalks the poor woman. She starts leaving threatening notes all around where she worked. The barkeep told the city watch all about what was happening, but no matter how much they staked out the tavern, they could never catch the perp. Then, one day, the barkeep arrived home. But little did she know the spouse was waiting for her. Poor lady never had a chance. Then to tie the whole thing together, the spouse waits for her husband to get home. She cooks him a big roast. Ow! Using the barkeep's remains. Wow, that story is pretty... I know. Steelwind thinks someone developed a new type of magic that could control people's minds, and these homicides were some kind of sick test run. But wouldn't Mage Blight make more sense? Mage Blight? When a mage overuses their magic, it can have pretty bad consequences on their mind. They temporarily lose grip of reality and begin seeing things that aren't there. When a mage becomes like that, it almost never ends well. They enter a frenzy and begin firing spells randomly, which only makes it worse. I've seen my fair share of Mage Blight cases, and this isn't like that. But what if they casted Knife? Yes, I cast Knife. Not all the perps were mages, and the ones that were didn't even use their magic. One thing that each of the perps almost seemed to wake up after we arrested them. They cast Fist. They are ninja mages. I must be really good. Mage the amount of blight. All of them said stuff like, it wasn't me, or I didn't have a choice. They didn't have a choice? What could that mean? I doubt it means anything. Sometimes people can't face the things they've done. It's easier to say you had no control than to take responsibility. Okay, so that'll come back later, right? That's foreshadowing. During the trial, Miss Steelwind mentioned that someone other than Jan Hughes saw Bellwether walking around. Have you seen them around, lady? We wanted to speak with them. Nice try, kid. It was worth a shot. Honestly, I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. Don't think anyone other than Steelwind knows who this witness is. I sure as hell don't. What? She's even hiding it from the Inquisition? Why is she being so secretive? It looks like the commander doesn't know who this secret witness is either. This isn't getting us anywhere. Steelwind's behavior is strange, though. I should analyze her behavior. It's become strange this time around. She's hiding elements of the case even from the commander. Anyone can tell she doesn't have much faith in him. I'm standing right here. But this is the first time I've seen her hide key details of a case from him. Who is motivating Steelwind to keep secrets? There has to be a reason. Paranoia. Her actions must be driven by paranoia. She's been hoarding information about the case. There's only one reason why she wouldn't utilize the Inquisition like she usually does. It's because she doesn't trust them. I hate to say it, but that doesn't really surprise me. I'm sorry, she's always been standoffish with us. But there is one exception. Who she trusted for this case? Individuals who she's trusted more than the Inquisition during this case. She trusted us. She let us investigate the crime scenes without any restrictions. I never really thought about that. Does she trust us that much? I don't think the personal trust is the reason. We don't usually interact with her. She's worked with the Inquisition on plenty of cases. Tyrion isn't a member of the Inquisition. There's a key difference between us and the Inquisition. We don't answer to anyone when we aren't subject to corruption, so why would that make Steelwind trust us this time around? But she does know that we aren't prone to noble corruption. I just guessed on that one, if I'm being honest. I'm glad there were no penalties. Speaking of, just for no reason, we're gonna save. You indicted a noble during the last case. Meanwhile, the Inquisition usually bends to the nobility's whims. Well, I can't argue with you there. So the secret witness must be a noble. The witness is a noble. That's why she's so wary of interference. But we're obviously not going to do anything corrupt. Why is she hiding the witness's identity from us? A thought. So regardless of what I said before, the answer is still no. Her family is dangerous. I think she's worried about our safety. Yeah, I guess harassing a noble could put you in danger. But I'm the protege of the infamous Ruby Taimora. Yeah, it's not as if we aren't already on nobility's bad side. I'm sure the Pierce family still has it out for us. This can only mean that the family we're dealing with is even more powerful than the House Pierce. If the prosecutor is wary of them, they could even be as powerful as the Steel Winds. Wait, don't tell me you think we're dealing with one of the 4 pillars. 4 pillars? It's a name people use for the top 4 noble houses. Or even rule a country? These families stand at the top of the kingdom's aristocracy. If I recall correctly, the 4 pillars are House Frege, House von Sanctus, House Sybil, and House Steelwind. Steelwind is part of them, yeah, which makes it so much weirder that she's serving as a prosecutor. What is it? Steelwind's weird behavior all started after she investigated this room. We were at the crime scene and she left to follow a lead, but an hour later, she came back to the lecture hall and booted everyone out. Her behavior changed after investigating this room. That means she found something here, and that something must point to a family from the 4 pillars. The commander looks a bit anxious. You know, Steelwind's orders say I can't snoop around here, but you two, on the other hand, don't worry, just leave it to us. I have some school records that say which locker which belongs to which student. You can use it to tell whose locker you're looking at. Sweet, thank you. There's an arcane construct back here. Okay. I guess we'll start with Wallace. A bottle of fragrant liquid that looks something like a makeup kit. Cute. Didn't expect Wallace to use stuff like this. It does seem strange, but it's not my place to judge. Let's snoop through. Let's investigate other people's lockers. Miriam Frege. Inside you see a stack of worn-out textbooks and notebooks. Wait a minute. These notebooks all have Wallace's name on them. Oh, they're all mixed up. It appears to be research on the art of necromancy. These are Wallace's notebooks. But why are they in Miriam Frege's locker? Did Miriam steal his things? Wait a minute. Tyrion. Look at this. That's blood. There's a stain of blood inside the locker. Jaden von Sanctus. Oh, did I get something wrong? I love you, Dagorth. You find several bottles of some kind of transparent lotion. There's nothing but lotion in here. Oh, I wonder why a student would need this much lotion. Best not to ask. Wait, don't touch those with your hands. It's some kind of sanitizing liquid. It's a little strange, but doesn't seem to be related to the case. You open Sybil's and find some textbooks and a neatly stacked deck of tarot cards. Oh, it's like those cards fortune tellers use. I wonder if the student studies divination. Anyways, I don't think it's related to the case. We should look at this from the prosecutor's perspective. Steelwind found something in one of these lockers. It made her extremely paranoid. Wallace, because he had... No, you found a few strange things in each. Wait, the blood isn't the most suspicious? Someone is ready to sell plague scarcity supplies. But there was one thing that was suspicious no matter how you look at it. The blood in oh wait, sorry. Sorry. It had Wallace's notebooks and even some blood. But that blood is certainly, it implies something bloody was stored there. Do you think someone stole it? No, actually. I think it was Steelwind who took it. Right, Aura mentioned she investigated this room. She must have taken the bloody item as evidence. But with that said, something else that's strange about the locker. It had a lot of Wallace's possessions. It's possible she really did steal them from him. But it's more likely the locker isn't actually hers. Remember what Wallace told us before? Sometimes the other students would steal the ID number off my locker. Then they'd switch it with the number of another locker. They thought it was funny whenever the student who owned that locker got angry with me. So someone switched the nameplates. This means this isn't Miriam Frega's locker. It's Wallace. But that would mean the bloody object came from Wallace's locker. It appears so. Why didn't she present the bloody item during the trial? It proved that Bellwether was wounded before Valerie healed her. Wouldn't that have been the perfect time to present it? It was a bloody item found in the defendant's locker, after all. She could have easily proved the nameplates were switched too. That is weird. There's something more to this you aren't seeing, but what? Oh, you're back. We've uncovered a few things during our investigation. Are you acquainted with a student named Miriam Frega? I underestimated him. I said it before, Mr. Cuthbert. I won't fall for such an obvious bluff. It's not a bluff, Miss Stillwind, and I'll prove it using the evidence we've gathered. Uh-oh. No reason. Just saving, you know, conscientious. If you convince her to reveal why she's being so secretive, she might give you more information. Let's do it. You've been behaving strangely. Even the Knights of the Inquisition have noticed. Please, just tell me. The game might crash any time, yeah. Wallace's notebooks in Miriam's locker. Yeah. Need to ensure game. Yes, exactly. Who knows? This thing could crash at any time. I'm not sure what you're trying to imply, Mr. Cuthbert. Nothing about my behavior has changed. I've approached this case objectively, just like I have with every other case. You ordered the Knights to stay away from the crime scene, and you've even taken it upon yourself to conduct the investigation yourself. That is not normal behavior for a prosecutor. I took those actions because the Inquisition is incompetent. How can I possibly trust them with anything? The Knights are incompetent, but even you can see the value of delegation. During Celeste's case, you delegated tasks to the Inquisition, and you could have easily investigated the McCoy Tavern yourself. The Academy is huge. You wouldn't conduct your investigation this way unless you had a good reason. Then why don't you enlighten me? You know the Inquisition is corrupt and will bend to the nobility. So what would happen if a powerful noble were publicly involved in this case? With that noble's influence, they could probably order the Inquisition to conceal their involvement. A high-profile noble is involved in this case, Steelwind, and I believe that noble is Miriam Frega. Again with this, do you think you can bluff me by throwing out the names of random nobles? Not every noble is a malevolent criminal like Garrick Pierce. I've said it before and I'll say it again. My investigation doesn't involve the Fregas. Nothing about this case has anything to do with House Frega. Then how do you explain this, Miss Steelwind? The commander told us you were following a lead in the locker room yesterday. We investigated the lockers of students from the Four Pillar families, and we found stains of blood inside a locker with Miriam Frega's ID number, and it was presumably left by a bloody object. The bloody object was taken by someone, and we heard that you became extremely paranoid after you found something in the locker. If I had to guess, I'd say that you took the bloody object as evidence. And what evidence do you have to support these outrageous claims? What? The only thing you have is evidence of a blood stain. There's a myriad of explanations for that. Everything else you mention is pure speculation. You can't prove that piece of evidence exists. I have found any number of things in that room. Or possibly nothing at all. Alright, you're hiding evidence, so do I peel? Let's not be coy. Anyone can tell that bloodstain is the most notable thing. If you don't present what we find, Steelwind's extremely logical and won't accept arguments that aren't supported by evidence. However, she's become secretive lately. Let's not be coy, Steelwind. Anyone can tell that the bloodstain is the most notable thing in that room. How are you so sure? You weren't there with me during my investigation. Good rations, my lady. Thank you. As I've said, any number of things could have happened to change my behavior. Okay. Then we'll prey on her paranoia. You found an object in the locker with Miriam Frega's nameplate on it. If you don't present what you found to the court, I'll have no choice but to pull the owner of that locker onto the stand. That's ridiculous. We both know the locker in question belongs to Wallace Nightgrave. Can you unequivocally prove that, Miss Steelwind? Because the way I see it, there's a lot of room for doubt there. Enough doubt for me to pull Miss Frega onto the witness stand. But if I had more context, maybe I wouldn't have to resort to that. Well played, Mr. Cuthbert. Collaboration. Has anyone played It Takes Two? Me and Bun Bun did that with Kizzy, no less. Threat seems more doable. Yeah, definitely it was the threat. Well played. I suppose I don't have a choice to it. You've seen the playthrough? Collaboration. Alright, we're coming up near the end, so we're going to finish this off and then we're going to end. It is a little bit of a shorter stream tonight. Sorry about that, guys. But if you guys have any thoughts about anyone to raid, we might want to start getting those ready now. Successfully persuaded Steelwind. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Just so we're clear, I wasn't acting to protect the nobility, but I'll admit that Miriam Frega was the other witness that saw Bellwether that day. I see. I had some suspicions, but there's also another matter. Steelwind looks uneasy. When I was investigating the body, I found this. A tightly packed folder containing several documents. The documents contain evidence detailing multiple instances of plagiarism, fraud, bribery of school officials, and various other offenses committed by Miriam Frega. What the? It looks like Miriam's been cheating at school. But why would Bellwether have something like this? From the way it's arranged, I think it might have been blackmail. Miriam Frega is considered a prodigy in the practice of conjuration magic. She's won a litany of awards, and she will most definitely graduate with honors. If these files were to reach the public, it would absolutely ruin her reputation. Not exactly yours, but the overall game. That's fine. But if you have a chance, Bun Bun does have up on his YouTube our playthrough. And Kizzy helped us out for a section on it. She stepped in during the spider section, because Kit's just like the best. Do you think the professor was trying to threaten her? It appears so. When I discovered this, several elements of the case were still unknown. Oh, I should do her as Scottish then. I decided to look through her belongings, and I mistakenly looked through the locker with her ID. I found this in that locker. A bloody rapier. A rapier covered in blood. It was found in Wallace Nightgrave's locker. Apparently it's a valuable family heirloom to House Frege. It was reported stolen by Miriam Frege weeks before the murder. It's very likely this is the murder weapon. This rapier is a valuable family heirloom to House Frege. And a few weeks ago, Miriam reported that the rapier was stolen from her room. And then it was found in Wallace's locker. Not that I'm complaining, but why didn't you present this... Oh, not that I'm complaining, but why didn't you present this in court? To be honest, I'd like to avoid involving House Frege by any means necessary. I knew it! You're just protecting her, aren't you? Miss McCoy, do you recall how Wavengard's justice system works? To acquit a defendant, you need to unequivocally prove that they didn't commit the crime. To do that, they either need a solid alibi, or we need to prove that someone else committed the crime. What do you suppose will happen if you bring Miriam Frege onto the stand? House Frege won't allow one of its members to be indicted in the court of law. They'll plant and forge evidence to implicate your defendant, and they'll use the Inquisition to do so. So that's why you've been keeping them away from the investigation. Can't you do anything? The Steelwinds are powerful too, aren't they? I don't have the support of my house. Right now, I'm just a prosecutor, nothing more. Steelwind, you know that this isn't fair for us. Just do nothing. Do nothing and let us win. Celeste, if we can't go after Miriam, then you can at least help us save Wallace. I'm not going to do that. Why? What if Miriam Frege is the real killer? Her sword is the murder weapon, and Bellwether was trying to blackmail her. I seem to recall another case where an innocent person's sword was used to frame them. That's... As a prosecutor, it's not my place to decide who's guilty and who's not. I won't engage in corruption, even if it's to counter corruption from another noble house. I'm sorry. Do you know where Miriam is right now? Didn't you just hear what I said? You can't let her think that she's even the slightest possibility you'll indict her. She'll bring the entire wrath of House Frege down on you. Regardless, I can't do anything for Wallace unless I know everything that happened. Frege has the last piece I need to put everything together. Well, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Her dormitory room is room 107. I imagine that she'll be there considering that classes are suspended. Thank you, Steelwind. If I didn't tell you, I'm sure you'll probably just find out using other means. But please, Mr. Cuthbert, be careful. Alright, that sounds like a great place for us to stop for now. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming by. I know it wasn't the longest stream, but I had a really hectic and busy day, sadly, that just ate into our free time. But I might try, maybe, fingers crossed, to sneak in an extra stream this coming week. But if not, remember, I am doing my art stream at 9 p.m. Pacific over on Friday. And there's a horror stream where I'm going to be playing a horror game on Saturday, a week from today at 9 p.m. But you don't have to show up for that one. Anyway, yeah, it was great to see everyone. Thank you, Leonix. Thank you, Dagoth, Acardi. There is no quiet, Dagor. There's no horror stream. Gonna peep the horror. I don't have a choice. It was a punishment wheel. Let's see who we've got. Who do we have? Silva? Maybe. Wimmy. Yumi. I haven't sent anything to Yumi in a while. Yumiko. Oh, she's doing a hand cam. What is she doing? Is she playing Magic the Gathering or something? I think she is. You guys want to see someone playing a live game of Magic the Gathering? Is that Magic? I can't tell. It's in ads, so I can't see the cards up close. But they look like Magic. It looks kind of like Magic the Gathering. Whatever just happened, Yumi just flipped off someone, so... Ah, what did we get? Hydrate. Oh, alright. I will hydrate before we go over. Let me set the raid first. And... raid messages. Alright, now let me get my hydration in. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I had a wonderful time. Thank you very, very much. And I will see you, if not in a surprise stream this week, then I will definitely see you Friday and Saturday. Love you all. Thank you very much for coming by. Mwah. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.